Hi, hello my beautiful girls. I'm going to be doing the middle of the year tag. I know it's like past the middle of the year, we're in August, but still want to check in with my girls. I haven't been filming a lot of book videos recently, which to my dismay, I've been missing yapping about books with you guys. I'm gonna be doing the middle of the year book tag. I got the questions from I think Sarah's video. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Isha if you're new here, and if you are new here, I hope stick around and subscribe for more videos for me. Also, all my social medias are linked down below if you want to keep up with me basically a daily basis on TikTok and Instagram not as much, but TikTok we're there every day. Let's jump right in. So the best book in 2025. I have my iPad with my questions, and look how cute my case is. Guess my favorite movie. 3, and I have one honorable mention. So this year I've been reading a lot slower than I've read previous years. With that being said, for mentions I'm not gonna go into too much detail about. The first one, yours truly. This is a recent read of mine and it's a new favorite book. Abby Jimenez has done it every single time. Well, not every single time. I think her first book, I can't remember what it's called, but I did not like it, and I think I rated it like 3.5. It was a big miscommunication trope. I cannot remember the title. That's what I was saying. Yours truly is following two doctors, Jacob and Brianna. They both just got out of relationships that ended really bad. Brianna's going through the tail end of her divorce. Jacob just transferred to her hospital after he got out of a bad relationship with his ex-girlfriend. Jacob and Brianna, they get off on the wrong foot. They end up becoming friends. They end up also fake dating. Jacob also has anxiety, and when I say that this man is such a sweet, caring, gentle man, and that is my favorite type of man. Brianna, I see you, girl. I see you. I read this part and she was like, yeah, when people go low, I go lower, and I'm like, absolutely. Like, let's bring it to hell. Let's go, girl. I gave it 5 stars, but I would give it 6 stars. Also, low-key want a tattoo for it, but I'm still sitting on it, but I'm really thinking I'm gonna get one for it. I'm just saying. I said we're gonna go into too much detail, so I'm gonna try to like go faster these explanations from now on. The other one is Promise Me Sunshine. I had the honor of reading this before it came out. I had the art, and you see I loved it so much that I bought the physical copy. Yes. Cara Stone, she was a new favorite author last year. I remember when I filmed like the end of the year book tag and I talked about her. Her writing is works of art. They are works of art. They're true masterpiece. I don't think you understand how good her writing is and how her stories and plot lines. Okay, Promise Me Sunshine is someone I've talked about it multiple times, so I'm going to go really fast. Lily and Miles is a friends to lovers. He ends up babysitting, nannying, she's a nanny for Miles's niece. Miles is estranged from his niece and his sister. Gets Lenny to help him become more of a personal person. But within that same realm, Lenny just lost her best friend and she is dealing with that grief, and he is there for her every step of the way. He is helping her with her grief. He is helping just be a friend for her. He is taking care of her when she cannot take care of herself. He is just being there and showing up for her every single day in every possible way. This man it is perfect. I do want to reread this so I can annotate it. Absolutely adore this book, and I adore Lenny and Miles. The relationship, the bond that they build, love and care that they have for each other, and it's based in New York. Side note, like everything about this is perfect and wonderful and beautiful, and I absolutely have no complaints. Third book is Indigo. This is my first Beverly Jenkins book. No, actually, I did start a different Beverly Jenkins book, but I didn't finish it. I stopped reading after. I did finish it later, but Indigo was my first one that I read to completion. I don't have the physical copy of it, but I was eating this book up. I need to get the physical copy of it. So Indigo is following Hester Gallon. I don't think I'm saying his name right. He's a Frenchman. Let me look it up. Hold on, everybody. I was right. Hester and Gallon. Okay, I was right. I'm always right. This is like based during post Civil War in the United States and like post slavery. I need to clarify, I do the air quotes because I said post slavery because we all know that even though that slaves were announced free, they were actually freed. So I did the air quotes because anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm doing air quotes because we already know the history if you don't. And also, while reading this book, side note, I did learn a lot of things I didn't know prior to reading this book, and I love when I'm getting educated and entertained at the same time. Thank you, Miss Beverly Jenkins. Thank you. Gallon, he's French. He's French Canadian. He is the Black Daniel, and basically he helps slaves escape and go up north, find safety and community. He ends up getting hurt at the beginning, and Hester is also, she helps with like the Underground Railroad. Ends up taking care of him at the beginning of the book. This man falls madly in love with her, as he should. He's basically doing everything in his power to win her over and to make her his wife, and he did that. Like, he literally did that, and you need to read the book to understand what I mean when I say that he did that, but he did just that. He's rich, he stands for something, he's taking care of our girl Esther. Okay, now the honorable mentions are Between Lovers and Friends and The Things We Water by Maria Zapata. I rated that one 6. This one was a 5-star. I love this book. The mental health rep. It is like a friends to lovers, and it's also like a minuscule love triangle. The Things We Water is like a cozy fantasy slow burn romance. Is Maria Zapata. You know our girl Maria Zapata knows how to write a slow burn. Second question is the best sequel you read this year. I don't know what is classified as a sequel. I haven't read a book that follows the same characters as the previous book. I'm not going to say that I read a sequel this year, so I'm just going to skip over that question. New release that you haven't read yet but want to. Start by saying that yes, I did start this book. Yes, I'm over halfway through. Yes, I will be finishing Great Big Beautiful Life. Okay, you guys, now I've heard so many bad things about Great Big Beautiful Life. I don't know if I just keep seeing bad reviews of people just rambling about it. Personally, I was really enjoying this book. It's just slow, and I've been kind of in and out of a reading slump all year. This is not a book for me to read during this stage of my life. I did put it down. I am on page 239, so I am over halfway through. Also, I did get the special edition from Barnes & Noble, and it did come with a sticker, and I was trying to roll the sticker off, and I kind of messed it up. Now it's stuck. I will fix it. I will finish it at some point. I just don't know when, and I might film like a reading vlog of me finishing books that I'm in the middle of. This book is following 2 autobiographers, and they're both competing to be able to write for this really super famous icon, a small town romance. They keep bumping into each other because it, like I said, it's a small town, and then they end up becoming like friends, but the attraction's still there, and they don't want to like act on the attraction. In the case when one of them gets a job and the other might feel some type of way. I have a feeling that I know how this is going to end. Also telling Margaret's story in this story, so it's following the couple, but it's also letting us know like Margaret's story and how her life is the way her life is. Next is Say You Remember. I started this one. I'm on chapter 4, but the thing is, after I read Yours Truly, I was kind of in a slump. I want to stay in Abby Jimenez's world, but I was like, I'm gonna put this down, and I wanted to read something else, and then that didn't pan out, and now I'm reading a sports romance. We will get back to this. I will be finishing this, but that is just another book that I started but haven't finished. King of Envy. I do have that book. This is another one billionaire romance type vibe. This is the 5th book. I haven't finished the 4th book. I'm halfway through the 4th book. We'll finish that book, but I really want to read King of Envy because the female MC is indeed black. Also, I want to read Problematic Summer Romance. I'm still in the middle of Not in Love. This has just been the year of me starting books and not finishing them. So yes, I'm still in the middle of Not in Love. I'm on 161. I also do have the audio version, and I have the physical copy. I've been tandem reading and going back and forth from the book and the audio, but I'm not always in the mood for spice, and I have not been in the mood for spice recently. Spice that I have been into, it has to be done a certain way for me to like it. Yes, this man, he's a piner. He is down bad for her. He is a hockey player with curly hair, extremely smart, and I love when the men are obsessed. That being said, have I finished this book? No, I have not. Do I plan to finish this book this year? Hopefully so, because I was so excited to get it when it came out. But I also want to read this, and I don't want to read this one yet because I know it can be a standalone, but it's following Maya, who is Eli's sister. So I don't want to see them in this book without reading their story. That's just the way my brain has been thinking, so that's just that. Also, Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. So many people talk about this book. It is a sapphic vampire romance that spans over years, and I think it's just going to be amazing. I think this one I'm definitely going to read during the fall time because most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't really pay attention that much to new releases unless they're like my all-time favorite authors and I follow them. 2 of the new releases that I cannot wait for are Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Lila Sage is one of my favorite authors. I love her books. If you haven't read the Rebel Blue Ranch series, you need to. It's a small town romance series and it's just so beautiful. One of my favorite books this year was Lost and Lassoed. So that's just anything. Lila Sage is that girl. Oh, it's following Collins Cartwright, and what's his name? Bradley Cooper. That sounds familiar. This is like a paranormal romance. She can like see ghosts. So is this a magical realism? I think it might be. She can see ghosts, and she recently just moved back to her hometown in Sweetwater, Wyoming. So this is probably gonna be a small town romance to try to stop these people from buying her family's antique shop and the money, and she's about to start her life over back in her small town. Bradley is an upholster, and he recently just moved to town and has an apartment above his shop that he's letting her stay in. So I think it's gonna be a little bit of forced proximity, a little bit of messy, and perfect. I can't wait. Now the next one is Lynn Painter book, Fix Skating. Lynn Painter is her queen of YA YA romance, because Better Than Movies is one of my favorite books. I don't know if this is going to be a YA. So Danny and Alaric were inseparable as kids until Danny moved away. Years later, Danny is back in Minnesota and excited to reconnect with the nerd and the comforting Alaric. But teen Alaric is nothing like the boy she remembers. The hockey star in the town where hockey players are worshipped as gods, and he loves it. When one thing leads to another, Danny and Alaric find themselves thrown together and playing the role of boyfriend and girlfriend. Swoony, boy next door, fake dating romance. Lynn Painter has done it again. Okay, I just know this is going to be one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life. I might have to just pre-order it to make sure that I get it in time. We have Wes Bennett, the baseball star, and now we have Alaric, hockey star. Another honorable mention is People Watching by Hannah Young. I know that's going to be amazing. So the next question is biggest surprise. My biggest surprise was Mari Zapata randomly announcing that she's dropping a book and then dropped it randomly like a Tuesday. I was like, oh yeah, queen, I'm tapping it immediately. And I did just that. Like, that was one of the first books that I could not put down this year. For that alone, thank you, my queen Mari Zapata. The question is favorite author, debut, or new to you. So I have favorite author and 2 new to me. New favorite author, Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love her work. Will continue to read it. Also, honorable mention, I think Elsie Silver is going to be one of my favorite authors. I truly do think her books are going to have me so captivated. The books that I've read by her so far have been amazing. I've rated them like 4 stars and 4.5 stars. Another one is Megan Bannon, and then she wrote the Marcy and Hearts series. All 3 books I devoured within like 2 days of each other. She's not a favorite author, but she's a new to me author, and I absolutely love the books. Like I said, I devoured them. They're perfect. Opian world-esque with like a little bit of with fantasy, the mystic gods and stuff like that. It's one of those books that is like really entertaining. So many different side characters. The books are funny, witty, and like the romance is a little cutesy, and I absolutely love it. And another new to me author is Beverly Jenkins. I already talked about Indigo, and I read like 6 of her books after I finished Indigo. It was like back to back. Love them. Her work is perfect. I have no complaints at all. Okay, so newest fictional crush. So I have a few. If you know me and if you've seen my book boyfriends videos, you know that I have a special type of fictional man that I absolutely love. The men that I love that are fictional, I can talk about them all day, but we're not gonna do that today. Miles from Promise Me Sunshine. Like I said, that man was taking care of our girl who's always showing up, and he would do anything for the people that he loves and cares about. Same for Jacob. He's also just like the sweetest man and will make himself uncomfortable just to make sure that he shows up for the people that he cares about. That man is truly selfless. He's selfless and he's perfect, and I absolutely love him. The last one, it would have to go to Gus Ryder. August Ryder. This single dad could get it anytime. I have nothing more to say. It's something about a gruff rancher that would do anything for his daughter, but anything for his family, and anything for a Spitfire, a redhead. Them together, it was so cute. Small towny. I loved it. Books that made me cry. I have 3 books on this list. I tend to cry at everything. Let me watch one scene in a movie, like, oh my gosh, that was so beautiful, and I'll start crying. So with that being said, just because I've cried during these books do not mean like, oh, they're so emotional. They're like, ah. Sometimes I just cry because I'm so emotionally wrapped up in these characters and I feel their pain. Truly, I did tear up multiple times while reading this book. Abby Jimenez just does it for me. But yeah, I teared up multiple times when hearing about how the characters were responding to certain things, like how people would treat the characters. I cried. Towards the end, I cried. One, Promise Me Sunshine, self-explanatory. She lost her best friend and she is going through grief throughout the whole entire book, and you feel like you're going through the grief with her. And I cried because it was beautiful, and I cried because it was sad, and I cried because it was heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. And I was just like, I feel these emotions right now. That's when I cried during that book. 1+1, I also cried during this book because I just felt for the main character. I felt for her. She was going through so much, and no one was really there for her. And I said, oh, my sister, my girl, save her, please. And I started crying because she was talking about, I can't remember what she was talking about. She was talking about one experience and how she was just so overwhelmed about how her life was just playing out and how everything was just falling on her and everything was falling apart. And I hate with her. I knew she was crying when she was going through that. I just knew she was happy. Books that made me happy. Lost and Lassoed. That book was just perfect. It was perfect. That one and Done and Dusted are my 2 favorites out of the series. I haven't finished the series, but I know they're my 2 favorite, and I absolutely absolutely love Teddy Anderson. First of all, her relationship with Clementine, her relationship with her dad, yeah, love that. And then her relationship with cute little Sunshine and August, it was perfect. Also, the secret society of irregular witches. The little girls were perfect. Quirky household of 3 witches and their 3 caretakers, plus the new addition of witches that was hired on to teach the girls how to use their powers. The perfect amount of witchiness, found family, and romance that was wrapped up into a beautiful book. And I loved it. Also, her new book recently just came out and I'm going to be starting that soon. It's getting chilly outside now and I'm so excited for fall. Saw air and the rust on your door. The most beautiful book purchased this year has to be, like, I'm not thinking about storyline, I'm thinking cover, and it has to be The Spell Shop. This book is beautiful. I loved it. I would live here. And look at the spine, it's purple. The next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Books that I need to read by the end of the year. Okay, I think this is the right order. I really need to finish the Magnolia Park series. I'm going to do a whole reading vlog of me finishing the Magnolia Park series. I have every book in the series, and I will do a whole reading vlog of me reading every single book in the series. Also, I don't like that this one's a different size from the rest of them, and I have a feeling that I'm going to end up buying the new covers, even though I don't like the way the new covers look, but that's fine. All the same size because I don't like that they're different sizes. But I will be filming a reading vlog of me reading all of these books. Truly, I needed a year to recover from the first one, and that year is up. We're ready. I do have other books I want to read before I get to this one. Specifically, Saving Sick. We're here. We're going to finish this one. I need to end off my reading vlog, and I'm going to do 2 parts because I need to read Redeeming Six. I also did buy the new covers because they're cute for what they are, but I want the new covers because the new covers are just like more sleek and they don't have people on them, and I think that's what I need. Those are the 2 series that I want to finish. So I want to read the Chestnut Spring series. I'm going to do a whole reading vlog on these as well. I cannot wait to devour these, and y'all need to see my reaction because I've been wanting to read these since Flawless came out. But either way, you will be in a reading vlog. How many 5-star reads? I have 8 5-star reads. I'm not going to go into all my 5-star reads. Should I go into all my 5-star reads? We're going to do a rapid fire 5-star reads. So we have Promise Me Sunshine, Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, A Therapist, Her Therapist in Our Lives Revealed, like a self-helpy type book. Indigo, Lost and Lassoed, Between Lovers and Friends, I love them. Things We Water, I technically rated it 6 stars, but I'm going to count it as a 5-star read. Yours Truly, I'm also going to count that as a 5-star read, and that was it. Those are all of my 5-star reads. What book do you want to reread this year? I want to reread Beach Read. I started off this year rereading Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I kind of want to reread all Emily Henry's books, but I don't think I'm going to reread them all this year. I want to finish rereading With a Glock with Love. I'm over halfway through with that one, so that one's going to be like finished within the next couple of days. Cook Shop by Kenny Ryan, my favorite Kenny Ryan book, and I will be reading it soon. I absolutely love Kenan and Lotus. A book I enjoyed that had mixed reviews, I'm gonna say Good Material by Dolly Alderton. So this book is following a middle-aged white man going through a breakup. The person that he thought he was gonna spend the rest of his life with. It goes through all the stages of grieving a relationship, and it also is basically just following a man that is suffering and that is doing everything but going to therapy to heal from his relationship trauma, and he's going through all the motions of everything and questioning everything that he's ever done in his whole entire life. I enjoyed it. It's different than anything that I've ever read before. You never really see like the men's side of someone going through a breakup, and I thought it was a good perspective. Do I really care that much about how a man goes through? Anyway, let me shut up. 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. So I already have my bookmark in here. Isn't she adorable? She's adorable. She's rewind it back. This is a final book in this series. I know she says another series is coming out. I can't wait. So Rewind it back is following Rio, who is the golden retriever in the friend group of all of the other professional athletes in the series, and it's following his first love. I think she ends up being his interior designer, so they're working close together. And then we have Andre and Bash are just friends. I think this is going to be like a really good component for a 5-star read. I love a song for Ricky Wilde, and this is a YA romance, so y'all know I love YAs. So I think this book is going to be adorable, and it might be a 5-star read. It might quite possibly be a 5-star read, so I'm really excited. I also got Shota Sparrows. This is a thicky book. Oh wait, it's not that many pages. It's only about 500 pages. That's not that bad though. For a fantasy book, she's only at 500 pages. Miss Devin Perry jumped into fantasy. Miss Devin Perry has written so many amazing books that I adore. I'm really excited to read this, and since y'all know I love dipping my toe in and out of fantasy, and this is definitely supposed to be romantic. Hopefully get to this. That's crazy. Loved by You. See, this is supposed to be like a second chance romance, and I love me a second chance romance, and like me just picking it up makes me want to read it after I finish Collided. But we're not doing that. Like we're gonna stick to the program. If I feel like reading this, I will read this, because y'all know I'm a reader and I follow my gut. I also have Can't Get Enough. This one I already know as soon as I read it, it's gonna be a 5-star read. I love Hendrik. Every single time she will pop up in any other book, I absolutely loved her, and I can't wait to see her get loved down. So I have a strong feeling that The Conditions of will be a 5-star read. I've heard nothing but good things about this, and this is the same author that wrote the Minoli Park series. She knows how to write. Estranged from her family, her brother, the only person that she's close with in her family, is a recovering or alcoholic AA sponsor, is the man that she has a crush on, and her brother also has a crush on the man. So she doesn't want to go there with his AA person because he has a crush on her, and she doesn't want to mess the relationship with her only family member that she gets along with. Yeah, and I think she comes back into town to support her brother. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what was the best book you read so far this year, because if I haven't read it yet, I need to read it immediately. So let me know. I'll talk to you guys next week in my next video. Don't forget to have a wonderful day, and all my social medias are linked down below. Thank you for watching so much. So grateful for you. We need to get a thumbnail. Oh, this battery's not. Okay, girl.